Hello and welcome back to a video in my mapping series about Operation Mars. And originally I didn't actually want to do another one for a while, and well, I should probably explain that first. I didn't plan on doing a lot of mapping in the near future, well, at least not on Operation Mars. I did obviously map a lot on Motovsky Bay to get that release ready, but the main thing is that I don't necessarily have that much time now that my break is over. That being said, autumn break is coming up in 1 week at this point, even less, and then I can maybe get some mapping done. However, the problem there was that I was still missing some statics to do that because I'm still in the major static placement phase where I place the major kind of statics that affect gameplay directly and not so much details. And there was still some stuff missing. However, sometimes you're just, well, lucky is the wrong word, but sometimes you're just blessed because Valleyman saw my video series, I assume, and he offered to make me a machine gun bunker static for these machine gun nests. I talked about that before, that the Germans had like log bunkers here in reality. And this was just a placeholder. Well, he made that for me. Now these are not finished. At first I thought they were bugged because the pivot was placed very far away, but apparently that's by design because the pivot of this static that they have to fit in with is also placed far back. Now I hope that this does not actually in any way cause any problems, for example with culling or something like that. But it can't be ruled out, I'm afraid. That being said, I'm gonna place them now. Now one thing that is wrong is they don't have collision yet, they don't have lots yet, they don't have, what's it called yet, they don't have light maps yet. That was the word I was looking for. But that will of course be fixed, but first let's try to place them. And here we are, M1MG top, made by Valleyman. Well, let's start with this one. I mean, this is one of the coolest positions. Place them here. And here we go. So, what we will do now, copy over first the yeah, and see, this is the problem, the collision mesh, the pivot is back here. Oh yeah, and that was the actual problem, they are turned around. Correct, because this is the entrance here and that should be going into the other direction. But that's actually not that big a deal. Because you just add 180 here and then it should be fine. And of course this has to be turned from minus to 1. Says Adam Riese. And then it should be fine. I think. So let's try this. Let's see if they match. It doesn't look like it. No, nope, never mind. So let's try them out. Obviously, imagine they are covered in snow. No, let's leave that here. And they mix up. Now, I already told them that this kind of looks wonky. I wonder if there's a better solution to merge the two, what's it called? These two logs, you know, the vertical ones. It's not ideal in my opinion, but other than that, this looks pretty nice and it mixes and it fits nicely. Obviously, collision mesh not there, but you can see you won't get stuck once the collision mesh is done. Machine gun nest seems to function fine. Yep. So the question is, will there be any shenanigans with the pivot? Certainly not in the editor, but in the editor also these, the hetero, oh yeah, right. Also the hetero, yeah, see, but that's when I was glitching in there, so I would have to check that out in game, I think. But yeah, other than that, pretty cool stuff. Yeah, see, but this is what I was worried about. You turn away from the pivot and it disappears. And I wonder if that is fixable or if we will have to move the pivot inside and then I will have to place them by hand, which would be annoying. I guess the alternative could be to use the already existing mesh and just make a complete new one that also includes this aspect down here, then I could just replace them, or I will really have to bite the bullet and place them by hand. Obviously, due to my world famous laziness, I would like to avoid that. Yeah. But yeah, let's look at it from outside. Yeah, that could be a problem. And here we are with our German improvised log bunker. Is that cool or is that cool? I'm actually kind of worried now that these spawn points are a bit exposed, now that I look at it. It seems dangerous, but maybe it's fine. If not, I have to move at least this one. This one seems to be maybe a bit exposed. It's a bit up high here. Yeah, that's probably not a good idea. Yeah, you can plainly see the bunker from there. Yeah, well, see. Even when doing normal mapping, you still find some bugs. The terrain's a bit lower here, right? Yeah, let's move that bitch down there. That should be fine for this one. Over here, what's the status on this one? This seems a bit safer, but still not ideal. Let's put that a bit back here, where there's a bit, where it should be hidden at least to a degree behind this little rise here. That should be fine. Yeah, that's a bit safer, I think. The rest seems okay-ish. Yeah, this is fine. This is actually pretty good because you can directly flank into this position. One thing I did, which I probably won't actually do now, but one thing I did is I went through the map and ran around a lot and identified several areas in this first sector where I will probably add more vegetation. The reason is also because if you look at the real life area, by the magic of Google, if you look at the real life area, there was quite a bit of vegetation here, or, well, I don't know what was there, but there still is there. If you look at Emilia Nova down here, there are more of these kind of rows almost of vegetation. And kind of what I'm thinking as a future project before moving to the detail stage is to extend these lines here. Let's look at them in overgrowth mode. Extend these lines there at least to the road, add more vegetation along the road, and then these lines here to have more cover in this area, so you can kind of flank, if you start from there, flank through here and then this area, and you have a bit more freedom of movement to get into the town between the two strong points, which I think would be cool. In addition to that, here this I will leave free because there will be the machine gun bunker there. In addition to that, I want to extend some of these automatically generated pieces of erosion here. For example, close this up and make another ditch here, so you can more easily flank through here without having to run through the open, because as you can see right now, it's not necessarily that. So I want to extend this. I made a bunch of notes. As I said, I don't want to do this now, but I made a bunch of notes of where to extend this stuff to provide more cover to the attackers, to make it a bit easier for infantry, because I mean at the end of the day it will still be pretty tough with all the machine gun nests and so on. But still, you know, because if you look here, having more vegetation here I think would be useful. And there was another area like that I oh yeah, and close this up more and maybe move you know, more vegetation lines right here towards the road 2, kind of merging into this already made area, so this is also more covered. Although now that I look at it, that would mostly benefit probably the Germans. Okay, I will have to sleep over that. Maybe instead I I need to add more vegetation in this area too. No, we will see. As I said, change is coming. What I will do now is speed up and place the rest of the bunkers, because why not? Yep. And we're back in normal time. So, I wonder how these things will mix with this. The thing is, I hope these won't glitch into the actual fighting compartment, because that would look weird. Now, if the trench skirt, which remember will just be snow, if that kind of goes into this, I don't think it will look too bad. Maybe we'll have to adjust this a little bit, but since it just looks like they just put earth in there to fortify it, I think it would actually look kind of cool. So, only one way to find out. Here we go. I think these would actually also be cool for the Pacific maps, to make like bunker entrances or whatever. I think there's a lot of possibilities with these statics once perfected. Alright. Minus 90, obviously. Minus 4.8, whatever that means. Here we go. Okay, now let's see. Let's start with the pitch. Roll. Yeah, I will move it over there. And the jaw. Your jaw. Okay, fits up. Let's see how that looks from the ground. Yeah, as I thought, the fighting compartment looks fine. Yeah, it doesn't glitch in here, so that's cool. This is a very nice peephole. Let's switch the 64-player version on. Yep, here you have your MG. Probably I will have to put boxes in there. I probably should like hire a tester, and we will just run through the map and see and test all the machine gun nests to see how much the guy is floating. But I can do that at the end. But yeah, look at that. That's cool. That's really cool. Really happy with this. And well, you know, fuck it. Let's stay in soldier mode here. So let's look at what it does to this. Yeah, I haven't placed the ladders yet. Always good to remind yourself to do that. Now I probably can't jump over. Oh, never mind. Okay, so we have that here. Now remember, this will all be snow. I don't think it looks too bad. I have to get rid of this here, the fences, obviously, because that doesn't look good. But this just looks like they fortified it a bit here. And what I can do additionally, okay, let's get rid of that garden fence and of that garden fence. Alright, what I can do additionally is take one of the wooden trash pieces. Do I have one here? Yeah. Let's see. Here we go. And maybe if I put that in there in addition, it will look really cool. Whoa, that was wrong. Okay, that was weird. That kind of took more of my brain power than I had anticipated. Let's say, let's turn that around a bit like this, and then like this, and put it at the edge here. I think that could actually make it look really cool. I just have to be careful not to glitch that into the fighting compartment. Let's say, put it like this. Does that glitch in? Of course it does, because life is pain. Okay, but do it like that. Nothing floaty here, right? Yeah, okay. Yep, that, I think that will look nice. Yep, let's leave it like that. And then it looks like it's not really a basement position, but it does look like the bunker was half built into the civilian destroyed building. So that's pretty cool. Nice. Yep. Okay. Same thing here. Will that look cool? In this case I will glitch into both of these. And I think it will look pretty neat again. That being said, I might, if I get the chance, I might request more kind of modular ruin parts, because right now I'm only using one ruin with this one ruin. What I kind of would like to have is, well, basically this kind of ruin, but separated into, let's say, 6 parts. So 4 different corners, and then 2 parts for the middle with like one with a door and one just a destroyed wall, so that I can mix and match and make different buildings out of that, you know. I hope I can get that somehow. If I do, then this would be one area where maybe I will use that to my advantage, but right now I will leave it like that and just put the top on top here. Alright, that took a bit longer than expected, because somebody broke the beta build, but here we go, we are in game. And yeah, let's see, what did I want to test out? Well, basically if that thing disappears when you're in it or something. Yeah, that must be the pivot, shit. Okay, I'm gonna ask some of the more knowledgeable devs if there's anything that we can do about this. But yeah, that's annoying, because that means I will have to replace all of them by hand basically, and it will be way harder to actually fit them this this perfectly in. Maybe in that case it really would be better to say just make a completely new one based on this already existing piece, and then adding this on top as one object, and I just replace it. This probably would be the easiest solution. Bullet collision also doesn't seem to work, right? Yeah, okay, it doesn't have any collision matches. Okay, other than that I will just run around on the map a bit and check out all of the positions that I made. In some places I didn't replace them, so, you know, in places where I thought it wouldn't fit well. Oh, yeah, I still have to add the footprints here. Yeah, that's annoying. Of course we have the same problem also with the hedgerow trees, and that will also be fucking horrible to replace. What I'm probably gonna do, unless somebody manages to fix the problem like completely, probably a copy of these will be made with the pivot somewhere else, and then I will have to replace most of them by hand. And I will also, because then I can place them by SOG as well, so many of these that are like that are just in the open areas will just be placed by overgrowth, and just completely, like, the normal placed ones will be deleted, and then new ones will be added by overgrowth randomly. I think that will probably be the best solution. Actually, maybe the culling is also determined to a degree by the collision mesh position, and it could basically fix itself. I'm choosing to believe that might be the case, because that would be better. Another thing that I thought about is adding Russian kind of trenches and positions at the edge of the forest, including like gun positions that they can use to give themselves a bit of, you know, fire support. Now for these, I hope we can get the same kind of bunkers, but as troop bunkers, so without the firing port. Yeah, same thing again, but yep, works out nicely if it wouldn't disappear. I hope that really is connected to the collision mesh issue, because that would make things a lot easier. And here, yeah, in my opinion that doesn't look too bad. It looks like they incorporated the existing infrastructure into their bunker. And this is a nice position as well. And it's a mortar pit, right? There's that big one over here. Now the forest will also receive more cover in form of foxholes, which I will place everywhere. Do that at a later date though. Nice. Now, those down there will not receive bunkers because that's like a listening post type position. Another thing that might need replacing is this basement, but I really don't have a great like plan for that right now. Yeah, the red glowing machine gun, I mean. And then of course we have the one that is also between two buildings up here. Of course you have to imagine that all these are like covered in snow instead of like sand. And then I think they will look a lot better. And blend in more as well. This one actually kind of covers that bunker, because if you want to get close and maybe climb on it, it's kind of a crossfire situation going on. Yep, cool stuff. Yeah, that one we already checked. Over there, there's none, I think. Let's run through the trenches here. That needs to be fixed. Actually, where's it coming from? Must have painted the wrong, what's it called there? Like these, I will probably replace by hand, because they're in such an area. But over there, like these things, once they are fixed, I might just add by editing the OG. By the way, new font or more clear font for the Comoros. I think including for the Russian versions, and I think Vietnamese as well, because we have a lot of Asian players lately. This is also a nice position, I think. You can already see the Russian T-34s appearing over there. Yeah, these I have to replace by hand as well. Might be actually kind of annoying. Maybe I will have to... Although I think that I can probably remember most of the stuff where they were. I will have to think about a good workflow for fixing this. And this is the last one for this bunker, for this area. actually cover quite a nice angle here. It's almost perfect. Good stuff. So we're in the forest area, as I said, lots of changes coming here, foxhole positions and such, and to give a bit more cover. Probably more, maybe a few more rocks as well. But okay, let's go over to Chinichina. What's interesting there is, you might remember that I showed you earlier that drawing in the Russian after action report with the bunkers in front of the houses, and I have to say now it basically looks like that, which I'm pretty happy about. So you can see the bunkers built inside here. And because the after action report also mentioned tunnels, maybe this could also be something to think about, like make something like that for one of these trench pieces, just like a snow covered kind of tunnel. Could be an interesting idea. We will see. But yeah, that's nice. Yep, like that one as well. Positions are all fairly usable, I would say. More over there, of course. This one here. Kind of guarding the flank. Actually, this might now block the line of sight of the AT gun position. Oh, I thought there was a gap there. But no, it's fine. Don't think it makes a big difference because there were the houses there anyway and the AT gun is guarding this area. So that's okay. That is okay. A-okay. I think there was another one over here, right? It's been a while since I actually was on this map on foot. Yeah, this is also kind of a cool position, I think. Kind of a keyhole position through these two buildings and through this one there. I think that's also... yeah, this annoys me so much. Stupid culling bullshit. I hope we can fix that easily, otherwise it will be a giant pain in the ass. But this kind of looks cool as well, I would say, from when you just look here. You have this bunker between the buildings. That's cool. As always, you have to imagine the snow, obviously. This will be, if possible, another troop bunker. Another MG42 position, pretty close to the forest at that point. I seem to recall that drawing that I used of the area also had a minefield. Maybe I can do something with that. I don't really want to block too much movement, but maybe like an obstacle could be made here as well to mix things up a bit more. I think those are new firing sounds. That's of course a bit annoying that it's glitching out like that, but I hope that can be fixed. Anyway, that's it for this update. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, thanks for watching and have a nice day.